Alright, what is up guys, Average Gamer signing on back with another video. Got another unscripted discussion topic for y'all today. As always, if you like what I got to say, if you like the video, make sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and hey, you're already here. Now, the topic today is MultiVersus. We just got a developer update, I believe yesterday is when it dropped. Finally got a chance to look at it because I forgot this game existed. Despite it being one of the probably best fighting games at launch that I've seen in recent memory, it kind of dropped off really hard. I think everyone kind of forgot about it. But we finally got the developer update. The official game is coming out, I believe, in May. I think they said either May or March. I completely forget. You know, the M months be mixing me up in terms of fighting game language there. But I really enjoyed this game for what it was. It was more team-oriented, Smash-like style, y'all know. The constant, what's it called? Derivatives of Smash Brothers. But I actually had a lot of fun with it. It had iconic characters. Honestly, if you had to make a Smash clone, WB probably has the properties and characters to do it. And I had people to play with, so I generally enjoyed my time with the game. Me and my brother played it a lot for a bit. We comboed Finn and Superman. It was OD. But in this video, I kind of want to discuss what WB is doing, what MultiVersus is up to, and kind of just my thoughts on how this game was handled in general. First thing I want to go ahead and get out the way. This game obviously was not ready, I guess, for the success that they got. Nowadays, it is not popular. But at launch, as I said earlier, it was crazy and then kind of fell off hard, as most games do. But I think the main thing about this was never MultiVersus as we know it currently was never an actual game. It was pretty much a demo for all intents and purposes. I think they even called it a demo. So that was kind of the problem, where you had this demo that got so much attention. So again, like, I think based on numbers, one of the most successful and most played fighting games like around its launch period. But then it's tried to sell you things based on the demo version of the game, which was like so weird to me. They started putting like microtransactions and season passes, like perfectly like fine if, like, again, if the game was free to play, so I didn't really even mind microtransactions existing or whatever. But in a demo, in a game that's not even like officially released, it seems like they're trying to sell you something early for an unfinished product, which was just bonkers to me. Granted, it would all transfer over to the final version of the game per se. At least I think it did. But still, it's still kind of like weird that that would be the route they get for. But again, I think that was more so just because the game was successful, even in its demo state. So they went ahead and just said, oh, well, just everyone's playing it now. Well, let's just throw season passes in it. Why not? We had it planned for the original game, but in a way, this has become the original game. But obviously, as a demo, it always was planned to go down eventually, so that they can push out the final product. But then again, it got insanely popular, and they probably got put in the mindset of, let's try our best to hold this off as long as possible. Let's see if we can ride this wave as long as possible, not shut it down, make as much money as we can on microtransactions. And that was a big fear in the community of this game, that they kind of just took the money and ran. Because although we were having like a lot of fun with the game, everyone was aware that like this was going to go down eventually. But then it kept staying up, and it was like, are we only going to play the demo version for the rest of time, you know? So, again, it was kind of a double-edged sword in a way, because they can either shut it down, like, immediately, and they may lose interest from players, not to mention money. And then, on the other side, I mean, they could just keep the demo live, but they could still lose interest over time from players, and they couldn't focus as much on the final product. So, they kind of had to decide which one. And this was kind of the, I don't know if I would say a problem with the free-to-play model, but it's definitely an issue with games that are not ready for their popularity, in addition to being free to play. My bad. I accidentally misspoke there. And because of that, I don't think MultiVersus would actually gain the success it did at launch if it wasn't free to play. And I think that's kind of the key. And that's why a lot of people, including myself, are of the opinion that, yeah, free to play fighting games are probably the future, or at least to some level. To be honest, the way this game was handled in a way kind of reminds me of Fortnite. Because Fortnite was kind of in like this early access state. And it was always like, oh, wait, is the game going to officially release? But Battle Royale was just so popular, so may as well just ride that out. You know what I'm saying? But of course, MultiVersus is nowhere near the popularity of Fortnite, for God's sakes. But just for a mere comparison. But going into the developer talk in particular, it kind of confused me when I was watching it because it looked like the game was slower than I remember, but that may just be an editing choice because they want to show off the animations, which do look much better in my opinion. There's more frames of animation. I think they just look great. One thing they pushed was also better netcode, which without question is a great thing and should never be criticized. It's something that all fighting games or platform fighter, if you're one of those people, all fighting games post 2020 must have to be successful in the long term, because if you can't play online, you can't play with people, the content, the joy out of the core function of the game is just going to plummet. You may get that new car period, but at one point that new car probably gonna be for rent. You know what I'm saying? We rent out a Lambo, we'll return after some time after we get the feel of it. But although the netcode is probably the most important, the thing that excites me the most in getting my personal agendas off, they introduce a single content kind of mode, this PvE co-op mode of sorts. And I've talked about this before, but having gameplay options besides destroying other people online is very important. And playing to their team element with their game and having co-op PvE is a huge plus in my opinion. We've seen this in other games, and I think it worked out very well, at least for the most part. Back in the day, Subspace Emissary, I forget what it's called, Subspace Emissary. I can never pronounce the second word, but back in Smash Bros. Brawl, Subspace with the boys, it used to hit. Dramatic battle back in the alpha game of Street Fighter, granted a little chunky, but still kind of fun. Single player content is just very important, and fighting games need to be successful. Oh my god, misspoke, my bad. Fighting games can only be good if they are good video games, not just good fighting games. And to be good video games, having content, having multiple things to do, having multiple ways to play, very important, very important. So, those are kind of my general thoughts. I think I'm kind of sad for WB in a way, because it's kind of unfortunate how this game kind of played out. Again, they kind of got not shafted because obviously the game was successful, but they kind of got dealt an interesting hand because the game was just so popular so immediately. And so in their minds, they probably held the final release of the official game back longer than they needed to. And I don't know if they're ever going to gain the level of hype and interest that they did when the game first came out. Now, I think there was enough with, better netcode, single player content. There's enough to keep guys interested, but I don't know if it reaches the heights. And that's kind of the thing with Smash clones that we've seen with like what's that game name called? Like Nick All-Star Brawl or Battle Brawl or something. Like these Smash clones, they seem more like novelties, new car smell that you drop within a couple months, if that. Because the gameplay loop is just not as appealing. But hey, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. This is a little quick video, just get my thoughts out, because I completely forgot this game existed. So, kind of want to chat about it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Once again, if you like the video, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out. Until next time, Average Gamer, signing off. See you guys.